Hi, I'm Dave with Beer Chow.
And I'm Joe with Beer Chow, and we're going to talk about two major food groups, beer and bread. So Dave, take it away.
All right, we come up with this very easy to do beer bread recipe. We're using this New Glarus Spotted Cow, and this is how it starts right here. Pyrex 2-cup dish. We have an entire New Glarus Spotted Cow, it's 12 ounces in there, with a tablespoon of sugar and a teaspoon of salt. And to this, we're going to add some active dry yeast.
So while you're doing that, why don't you explain a little bit about why we're using the New Glarus?
Well, the reason that we're using the New Glarus is basically I made this recipe about 7-8 times and used a lot of different beers, and this beer just seemed to work the best. I think the flavor of the beer really enhances the bread flavor and texture, where some of the other beers we used just kind of gave the bread a little bit of an off flavor. And this one it has a really nice true flavor to the bread.
All right, so what else we have here on the table here?
So while this yeast is kind of getting started in the Pyrex here, we have these ingredients to this mixing bowl: 3 cups of bread flour, tablespoon of sugar, teaspoon of salt, tablespoon of olive oil, and 2.5 tablespoons of butter, salted butter that is. And I'm just gonna hook up here to the mixer. And turn this baby on. So I'm just starting off at low here, and as you can see, our yeast gets a little happy in here with the sugar and the beer. And it's pretty much activated and ready to pour in. So I'm just going to carefully add this in here. And now I'm just going to wait for this to get combined in here. And as the slurry starts to dry up with the flour, I'm going to turn it up on medium here. So I'm just going to give this a moment.
Turn it up.
So I'm going to run this at about a medium high for about 4 minutes, and it should get all combined, and the glutens and everything will start to combine, and we'll have dough.
So as the saying goes, beer is liquid bread. We are taking the liquid and turning it into a solid.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Let's do it.
All right. So our dough is now combined. It's been running for about 4 minutes, and the next step is proofing.
Dave, looks really good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what proofing does?
Well, not only does it look good, but it smells really good.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Well, basically proofing is letting your dough rise, and the yeast is going to naturally rise. So what we're going to do, we're going to transfer this into another bowl. I have this towel here, it's damp. I'm going to set it over top of the bowl. I'm going to put it on top of our stove, which has been preheated at 175 degrees, and I'm going to let this rest in a nice warm spot for about an hour.
Sounds great. If someone has a built-in oven and a normal cooktop, is there any other option that they can have?
Well, basically the only other option is just having a warm place in your house to let this sit.
Sounds good. Warm place or a stovetop 175 will catch you after it's proofed.
All right, so our dough has been proofing. It's about an hour or so. It's almost doubled in bulk. And now we're going to start kneading our dough.
Dave, everybody needs to knead their dough.
That's right.
But tell us a little bit about what the goal is with kneading your dough.
Well, basically the goal here is to trap air and CO2 into this dough and help it bake. So what we're going to do is just work the dough now. You need a well-floured surface, which you've already done, thank you.
No problem.
And well-floured hands. You just want to take it, work it, push it down. Just basically pull it gently out and then push it over. You don't want to tear it. And just keep repeating this motion.
And the end result is what?
Well, basically, you can stick your finger in the dough and leave your imprint.
Sounds good. In the meantime, while you're doing that, is there anything I can do with this pan?
Yes, you can spray that pan with some cooking spray. And now we're gonna keep working this dough, and we're gonna throw the dough right into this pan. And basically, I'm pretty well kneaded. It actually could go a little bit longer, but we're gonna put this right into this pan now. And we're gonna let this proof again for about 30 minutes. We're gonna put it right back on top of the stove. Our dough has been proofing for about 30 minutes in this pan. And now I'm just gonna take here and score the top of the dough with a serrated knife and just give this dough a place to split here when it's cooking. And now I'm gonna put it in the oven for about 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, we have our bread here. It's been cooling for about 15 minutes and I'm ready to eat this.
We've turned beer into bread. Now, what do you have special for us?
Well, I think the next step is to do the obvious, which is a beer pairing.
Let's do it.
This is what we do.
Yes.
We
Yes.
pair food with beer. So I'm gonna cut this bread here and we're gonna make toast. And I'm gonna put some peanut butter and some chocolate on top and we're gonna pair it with a milk stout. Toast. We're ready to do a quick little beer pairing here. I'm gonna add some peanut butter to the toast.
Who doesn't love peanut butter?
People are allergic to peanuts,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
but that's about it. I mean, everyone else loves peanut butter.
Do you use soy peanut butter?
I never tried soy peanut butter, have you?
I haven't, but I'm sure you could try it. So use soy peanut butter if you're allergic.
Well, or if you're in school, because you're not allowed to bring peanut butter to school apparently.
No, you're not.
I just put some peanut butter on here and I'm adding a little chocolate syrup. Chocolate syrup. Again, who doesn't love chocolate syrup? I don't know.
Are you allergic to chocolate syrup?
No, I'm not.
It's good.
Yeah, thank goodness for that.
Yep.
And here's this is Moloko Milk Stout from Three Floyds. This is a stout made with lactose sugar. It's sweet and it's got that nice stout essence of coffee and chocolate. And I thought this would pair really well with a little peanut butter and chocolate on top of our beer bread. Delicioso.
Yeah, that is really good, Dave. We have tried so many different beers to make this bread, and we've really decided this New Glarus Spotted Cow works best. But we understand you cannot get Spotted Cow in every part of the nation. So we do have some alternatives on our site. Take a look and see what works best for you and put it in the comments. We want to see what works well for you and we want other people to try what you have. So this is the best beer bread recipe that you will have. So give it a try. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on Twitter at twitter.com, facebook.com, youtube.com/beerchow.com.
That's right. You can find this recipe and many, many more at beerchow.com.